The following video will introduce you to the Florida manatee, as well as giving you an overview of their anatomy, diet, habitat, human impact, behavior, and more. As we dive into this video, we hope you'll become more educated and help us prevent manatees from becoming extinct. The West Indian manatee has roamed our Earth for about 15 million years. The manatee belongs to the order of Sirenia. Sirenians have been around for 45 million years, becoming the largest surviving member of the aquatic mammal order Sirenia. These mammals can be found all around Florida's slow-moving rivers, bays, and coastal water ecosystems of the United States. The manatee can inhabit in salt, fresh, and brackish water. During the summer months, some manatees may migrate as far as Alabama, Georgia, or Texas. The Florida manatee is the largest of the four species of sirenians, attaining lengths of 4 meters and weights of 1,500 kilograms, with the females being larger than the males. Sirenians are herbivores that have specialized hindgut fermentation in a large paired cecum at the junction of their large and small intestines. The stomach is relatively small and is characterized by a unique cardiac gland which contains most of the digestive enzymes secreting cells. Little is known of the digestive physiology of sirenians. However, manatees consume approximately 8% of their total body weight in aquatic plants daily.
The aquatic plants they graze on include hydrilla, shellgrass, mangrove seedling, turtle grass, and manatee grass, where they consume anywhere from 200 to 400 pounds of food a day. Even though a manatee's underwater habitat may not be much brighter than a cave, their eyes contain rod and cone cells. Rods allow them to see in low light, and cones differentiate colors and details. Manatees have dichromatic vision, meaning they have color vision but are only capable of seeing two pigments.
Being mammals, manatees require air to breathe. They have specialized nostrils which help them live in their aquatic habitat. These nostrils are covered with skin flaps that serve as valves. These flaps cover the nostril when underwater and open when the manatee surfaces. It is important to note that they only breathe through their nostrils and not through their mouth.
The vibrissae, also known as the whiskers, are on the downturned snouts of the manatee. They are only a mammalian characteristic and serve as a sensory organ.
Manatees have 2 forelimbs called flippers with 2 to 3 nails on them. They are used for steering, touching, scratching, and even embracing.
The manatee has an umbilicus, also known as the belly button, which is where the offspring was once connected to its mother.
Their bodies taper into a flat, paddle-shaped tail known as the fluke. The manatee swims by moving the fluke in an up and down motion.
Overall, the Florida manatee has a large gray rattan body. The body is also considered fusiform, meaning it has a streamlined body form which helps it swim easily through the water. It also has a downturned snout, short pectoral flippers, and a large fluke with no pelvic limbs.
Manatees communicate underwater by making sounds such as clicks, squeaks, and squeals. Female manatees use these sounds to communicate with their calves. The strongest bond is between mother and its calf.
Considering these animals are long-lived, they mature sexually later in life, around age 9 for males and age 5 for females. When it comes time to mate, there are about 5 to 6 males to 1 to 2 females, where the males will compete for their mates. It is important to note they can reproduce at any point in the year. However, due to the long gestation period of about 1 year and other factors, only one calf is born every 2 to 5 years, resulting in low reproduction rates. Once a calf is born, it will weigh about 70 pounds and be about 6 feet long, and it is capable of swimming to the surface on its own and vocalize soon after birth. These newborns nurse underwater on their mother's teat, located near the armpit. These calves can nurse for up to 2 years, and the mother is the sole caregiver during this time, as the male manatees assume no responsibility in raising their young.
The manatee has no natural predators but is still endangered and has been a great conservation concern to federal, state, private, and nonprofit organizations to protect these species from natural and human-induced threats.
It is believed they can live up to 60 years or more. As with all wild animal populations, a certain percentage of manatee mortality is attributed to natural causes of death, such as cold stress, gastrointestinal disease, pneumonia, and other diseases. A high number of additional fatalities are from human-related causes. Most human-related manatee fatalities occur from collisions with watercraft. Other causes of human-related manatee mortality include being crushed and/or drowned in canal locks and flood control structures, ingestion of fish hooks, litter and monofilament line, and entanglement in crab trap lines. Ultimately, loss of habitat is the most serious threat facing manatees in the United States today. There is a minimum population count of 6,063 manatees as of February 2015, according to the most recent survey. Since boat collisions account for about 1/4 of all documented fatalities, or 70 deaths per year, and algal blooms caused from human pollution threaten their environment, certain conservation efforts are needed to preserve the manatees. The Florida Manatee Recovery Plan is one such effort. It is coordinated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and sets forth a list of tasks geared toward recovering the manatees from their current endangered status.
Manatees are not fast swimmers, so they often cannot get out of the way in time. Due to the large number of manatees killed or mutilated, many parts of Florida established slow speed zones. Coastal development, pollution, increasing population, and the use of water from natural springs, manatees' habitats are being severely affected and being diminished. Since their current population is low, the manatees are now under federal protection in the United States. The Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972 and Endangered Species Act of 1973 both make it illegal to harass, hunt, capture, or kill any marine mammals. They are also protected by the Florida Manatee Sanctuary Act of 1978. Any violations can subject to a hefty fine or even prison time. Often referred to gentle giants, there are a number of places in Florida to see manatees. Crystal River is a popular place where people can swim with manatees. People need to be aware that it is prohibited to ride, touch, feed, or harass.
The Miami Sea Aquarium is one of only 3 facilities in the state of Florida with a letter of authorization from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service as a manatee critical care facility.
Yes, please. Okay, so this one's Juliet. She's our largest female. She's almost 60 years old. And, yes, 60. We've had her here since 1958. She's been a surrogate mother to 13 calves that we brought into the park that were orphaned. And this is because she used to be able to spontaneously lactate, so she's able to produce milk without giving birth or being pregnant. So she's been with us since 1958, and she's been here ever since. Due to being in a controlled environment for so long, it would be very difficult for her to get released back into the wild and to adapt to life out there. So that's why she remains here with us. You may need to get close to the other manatees because with the rain, you're not going to be able to see them very good.
Manatees are non-aggressive and non-territorial herbivores best described as semi-social. They have been observed body surfing, barrel rolling, and even following the leader. During this time, they synchronize all their activities, including breathing, diving, and changing direction.
These adorable, funny, endangered mammals deserve to be around for generations. By following a few basic laws, we can make a difference and make sure these gentle sea cows are around forever. Take some advice from Paul Hawken. Leave the world better than you found it. Take no more than you need. Try not to harm life or the environment, and make amends if you do.